How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Steins Gate 0. Last week I recorded a lot, so you're going to notice this is technically a continuation of the last episode, but it was also way too long. Bit of a downside, that means this episode's a tiny bit shorter than I normally would make it, but it's got a lot of good, densely packed information. We get to see a lot about some of the new characters that have been introduced at the big panel. I don't know exactly how relevant they're going to be, but I'm guessing that the girl, she seems pretty important, so I'm sure she'll be sticking around. But it also really introduces what I'm guessing is going to be the ultimate theme of Steins Gate Zero, and it's very interesting. So I hope you enjoy. And look forward to next week when we really get to dive a lot more into the lore here, and my voice won't sound nearly as bad because I was still recovering from that cold. I guess if there's anything, other reflections, like remember this is a dark version world. You better be familiar with your first game's true ending. So this is the ending in which he went back to try and save Kurisu. He accidentally murdered her because, that's not traumatic enough. And then in this one, because of a few different changes that happened in the dialogue, he does not attempt to go back because he feels that he's doomed to just repeat himself over and over again. The interesting thing here is that, what we miss is the message from himself from the future that tells him that there is a way to open up Steins Gate. So, I'm guessing that we are about to see the story of the Okabe who continue to live on after having been the one who accidentally murdered the woman he loved. And this is going to be the story of how he discovers he can open Steins Gate, or at least the beginning of said journey. I don't know if we're going to see it through to 2032 or 33. Seems a long way off. Kind of depressing now I think about that. That doesn't seem too far off from reality, but we'll have to see. Anyway, I don't know exactly if that's where the game's going to go, but I imagine that that's kind of the direction the story must be heading in, because that's where it seems to fit in the lore. And my guess is it isn't going to contradict itself. But we'll get to it. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Don't spoil it for me. Let me kind of do my thing as always. But anyway, let's get into it. So thank you so much for doing this, and I'll see you in there. I could tell earlier by looking at the size of the crowd just going inside, but it was a very high energy crowd. The atmosphere is clearly different than Hizaki's seminar, which is mostly students there for credit. This place is nearly full of a crowd of scientists and people who want to learn about cutting-edge technology. Victor Krondria's research had published a slate of papers on science recently, and it got a lot of media attention. Maybe this was why. Science is a magazine publication specifically for actual papers, oh, we've done the research and this is what we think is happening kind of stuff. That's where the real science happens. And I'm assuming that's what it's referring to because there is such magazine called Science, which is an actual thing. Are there any empty seats? I found a single open seat at the edge. Found a single empty seat at the edge. Wait, it just said that, didn't it? But when I looked at who was sitting next to it, I moaned. Moaka. Seems fate wants us to meet again. You again? Moaka Kiryu was there. She was speaking to no one, just typing endlessly into her phone. Of course she was. What is she still speaking to? What was it? F? Or L? I think it was F. Darn throat. I had once named her Shining Finger because of her incredible typing speed. She was as fast as ever. Who was she talking to? Didn't even want to imagine. I quickly turned away and looked for another seat. Dr. Leskine reached for the podium almost exactly the instant I sat down. She's so small. There was a huge wave of applause. But when they saw the tiny little girl come up next to them, and applause faded into confused murmurs. Jeez. Maho must have expected this. Her expression didn't change in the slightest as she stood next to the professor. In fact, when she took the microphone from the professor and looked around the theater, she looked like she belonged there.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh. English, and it sounds pretty clear. First, Dr. Leskinen began speaking in English. When he made eye contact with Maho, she began to interpret.
Thank you for attending.
皆さん、本日は私のセミナーに集まってくださって感謝します。
Hey, it'd be kind of cool if I could actually hear it all in English, but I'm guessing they didn't do all the lines in English.
I am Alexis Leskinen
ビクトル・コンドリア大学脳科学研究所のアレクシス・レスキネンです。専門は脳信号処理システムおよび人工知能理論になり
But
ま
I
す。
focused in on his words, and definitely is somebody who's not super accustomed to speaking English doing his lines.
そして私は助手の比谷城真帆です。同じく脳科学研究所で教授の指導に沿って研究をしています。よろしく。
Yeah. The audience started murmuring again. That was the same way I responded when I met her. Well, that'll happen. Yeah.
Now, without further ado,
では早速ですが、私たちの最先端研究の一端をご紹介します。
Excellent.
テ
ーマは人工知能革命としましたが、これからデモンストレーションするシステムはおそらく皆さんの想像を超えたものではないかと思っています。
Oh boy, this is gonna get fun. Artificial intelligence, often referred to AI, there have been many different definitions over the world since its creation. For example, some use it to refer to as a control system with self-directed learning capability, while others use it to refer to programs whose thought routines mirror a human's. True AI, I have to agree, would be one that can have self-actualization, can ask itself questions like, why am I here? What is my purpose? What happens when I'm deactivated? The instant a machine starts asking those questions without being programmed to, I deem they are considered sapient. Dr. Leskinen stood in front of a laptop that had been placed at the podium and started to type.
このパソコンですが、研究所のスーパーコンピューターの一つと接続されています。ああ、まだプロジェクターには映さないで。
Okay. One of the staffers was about to display the laptop screen on the front projector. Some kind of important program must have been booting up because Maho Hijayo stopped them.
Sorry.
すみません、まだ開発途中なんです。非常に美的センスのないプログラムが画面いっぱいに溢れ返っています。
Okay. And also you want to keep your secrets.
こんなチープなプログラムを見られるのは恥ずかしい。裸を見られるよりもね。
Yeah, secrets.
この中にエンジニアの方がいるなら理解していただけますよね。
Yeah, I definitely can agree with that though. Like, you want to present your work, but seeing it super messy, it's like it'd be like walking people into like a disgusting bedroom, and just like people you like and admire, and be like, look, here's all my stuff. Some of the audience got the professor's joke and laughed.
Anyway, while this finishes,
起動するまでの間、このシステム全体の概略を説明しましょう。
Okay. There was another projector in the center of the stage. A diagram appeared on the screen. At the top of the diagram was a Japanese translation for the general audience. Temporal cortex. The analysis of the neural pulse signals relating to memory stored in the temporal lobe. Kurisu. This is Kurisu's specialty. This was what let her make the time leap machine. Nerve pulse. An electrical signal travels through the human's nervous system. It's used to quickly spread information between cells and temporal cortex. Part of the cerebrum located at the side of the brain and controls memory, judgment, emotion, restraint, hearing, and more. Also used for accessing the hippocampus, which is on the edge of the cerebrum. And the hippocampus is the filing system to sort your memories. So this thing is the director of your memories. And it tells you what to retrieve. The hippocampus actually does the retrieval and storage. Yeah, that's Kurisu's specialty. I knew the title well. In fact, I was sure I could never forget it. It was the title of an essay written by a 17-year-old genius and published in Science. She had completely analyzed the nervous impulse patterns that govern human memory and used that to digitize memories themselves into data. And she had used that to invent the time leap machine right in front of my eyes. Though, none of that actually happened anymore.
サイエンス誌に掲載されたので、ご存知の方もいるでしょう。これは私たちのチームにいた天才的な日本人研究者によって提唱され、完成されたものです。人間の記憶は大脳皮質、とりわけ側頭葉に記録されます。 いわゆるフラッシュメモリみたいなもの。
That's a good way to put it, flash memory. Cerebral cortex, a gray-colored external layer of the human brain. It's only a few millimeters thick, but it consists of 10 billion neurons and countless layers. The central core governing sensation, movement, and mental activity. Different parts handle different functions. The further in the center of the brain you go, the more primal it is, the more necessary it is. And you can almost see through evolution how, as our brain capacity expanded, they got more and more complicated. And so the outer surface of your brain is going to have the higher functioning thoughts that we associate with, like logic and reasoning. Cerebral cortex.
The part of the temporal lobe
そのメモリに記憶を書き込んだり
The part of the brain
読み出したりするのが側頭葉にある海馬傍回という部位になります。
Hippocampal gyrus. So that's a part of the hippocampus, I'm guessing. The hippocampal gyrus is found on the outside edge of the hippocampus. It's a part of the brain that controls memories and spatial recognition. It is responsible for spatial processing, as well as the sensation of being familiar with a situation or place. It plays an important role in memory encoding and retrieval. That feeling of familiar is like flags that it sets up for to know what types of memories to retrieve. Sometimes it's not quite good at knowing exactly what's going on, and that can give you that kind of chilled feeling of like deja vu, possibly, of like, I feel like I've seen this before. Where have I seen it before? And you're trying to like look through all your memories. Dr. Leskinen pointed to the diagram of the brain and hippocampus on the screen.
The brain works by transmitting
脳は
electrical signals between
ニューロン
cells
と呼ばれる
called
細
neurons.
胞の間を電気信号が伝わっていくことで働いています。
Yeah, go on to this again. Neuron, also referred to as a nerve cell. The cell specializes in information processing. Electrical pulses flow through these and share various types of information, many in the form of transmission mechanism. If you have not had a chance to study in school, you should absolutely look at how fascinating neurons are. The way they polarize themselves with their various amino acids and then can send electrical signals. It's brilliant. It's one of the masterworks of biology. It's one of the things that's just, it blows my mind that it even can happen, because it's so cool.
What we call memories are
記
just
憶という
those
のも
electrical signals
実
and
は
they are
こう
controlled
い
by
った
the
電気信号の
parasitic
伝わりの一つなのです。その働きを制御しているのが海馬傍回と言ってもいいでしょう。
Yep. So it controls gathering the impulses into a packet. The packet is then sent to the cerebral cortex, which processes the information and reconstitutes it into a memory, which is then stored in short-term memory. We process it, make a decision based on what's happening outside of us and the information within us, and then when we're done, it files it back where it came from. Which is actually the danger of memory, and why memory can be so fluid. Because while it's in your short-term memory, you can actually change it from stimuli beyond you, affecting your ability to kind of hold it in the picture and the memory in your head, and just the way you're feeling can alter the way that you perceive that memory when you file it back. So your memory becomes less accurate over time. Heck, have you ever had that time where you're trying to think of something, maybe like a sequence of numbers, and then something startles you and you instantly forget everything you were trying to remember? That can literally destroy your memory, because while it's up here, it's delicate.
In other words,
つまり
electrical signals passing
電
through
気
the
信号が
parasitic
海馬
controllers
傍
is
回を
what
出
creates
入りす
memories.
ることで記憶は作られていくんですね。
Right?
That was a foundation for
そこで
Kurisu case.
マキセ・クリスはこの論文を書いた日本人研究者です。
And excuse me, I mean, Ms. Makise, one of our
マキ
research
セ研
assistants.
究員は考えました。
She's really struggling.
You see here, electrical signals, signal patterns. The
海馬
cerebral
傍
cortex.
回を通る電気信号が電気信号のパターンと大脳皮質の
Yeah, she's really struggling. Maho started to have trouble with her interpreting. She's getting confused. No matter how good you were with the languages, interpreting for a long period of time had to be difficult. I'd once read an article on the internet that said even a professional can't do it for more than 20 minutes. International conferences and live broadcasts from overseas were actually handled by a team of people switching off. Or maybe... was she having trouble because Kurisu's name came up? Dr. Leskinen saw that she was having trouble and cut himself off.
すみません。
マ
キセ研究員は海馬傍回を出入りする電気信号のパターンに着目しました。そのパターンが大脳皮質のどの記憶と対応しているのか解析を行って完全なデータを得たのです。これによって記憶という曖昧でアナログなものを電気信号のパターンの組み合わせというデジタルなものに変換する基礎理論が確立されたのです。
So this is actually thinking, I don't know why I didn't think about this before, probably because I was caught up in the whole time leap stuff. But if you have a system that can do this, I wonder if you can amplify memory or interpret memory better. Because memory can often be fuzzy in your head, but technically everything I'm looking at on this screen right now is being put into my brain somewhere, probably not in an organized way because I'm not trying to memorize this or anything. But would it be possible to somehow bring up a memory that you didn't quite memorize, but might still be in your brain somewhere? Like, say, for instance, I don't know, the diagram of how to make the time leap machine? Okabe might have that in his memory still, because I remember he looked at it. He probably didn't understand any of it, but he might have looked at it. So would it be possible if you could recreate, maybe not a time leap machine, but a machine that was reading and digitizing memory? Could you then process memory in such a way that you could get perfect recollections out of a machine that the mind couldn't normally reproduce? That'd be interesting.
これがサイエンス誌に掲載された彼女の論文です。そして現在、私たちのチームはその理論をもとに人間の記憶をデジタルデータとして取得するシステムを開発しています。
Right. A wave of whisper swept across the theater.
それはすなわち
So they're making a time leap machine without the time leaping.
人間の記憶をコンピューターに保存し、それを活用するシステムということになります。
Right. The whispers turned into a low roar. I see. So even after her death, Kurisu's research was being carried on. Of course, maybe it was natural that it would be. That was the basic theory for time leaping, which I had proved myself, even if I could never prove it to anyone else in the Alpha world line. My memories had been turned into data and stored onto a computer. There's no doubt about that. And what Dr. Leskinen was saying about right now is basic technology required for that process.
現在、私たちが行っているプロジェクトは主に2つです。1つは医療分野への応用です。
That makes sense. Could be useful, especially if you could use it to implant memories back as they're lost. The slide on the projector changed.
こちらは精神生理学研究所と共同で行っているプロジェクトです。
That makes sense.
コンピューターに保存した記憶データを海馬傍回を通して再び元の脳に書き戻すというもので。
Yep.
Incredible.
That is incredible. Someone who looked like a grad student in the front row shouted. That would be me. I'd be like, holy fetch! Dr. Leskinen didn't seem particularly put off by the interruption. Maho continued her interpretation.
You don't believe it? I know how you feel.
信じがたい。その気持ちは理解できます。私も皆さんの立場であればそう言ったでしょう。
Yeah, if this is your first time hearing about it.
しかし、この研究に私たちは手応えを感じています。これが実用化できれば、どんなに素晴らしいことでしょう。
Yeah, you fix a lot of problems like dementia and schizophrenia. You could really probably make some strides in those departments.
例えば、老化による記憶障害、あとはアルツハイマーなど、そうしたものへの対処療法が期待できます。
Exactly, just like I said. Man, I'm on treatment intended not to cure the cause of a disease, but to alleviate its symptoms or relieve pain. Painkillers and fever reducers are examples of symptomatic therapy. So, you could help maintain memories over time.
患者の記憶をデータとして自動的にバックアップしていくのです。
Even if a memory is lost,
記憶が失われたとしても
the every time it's possible to
その都度
access a
PC にアクセ
and
スし
reinstall data in the
脳内
brain.
にデータを再インストールすることが可能です。
That'd be cool.
We could halt the progress of
そ
senility
れ
and
によって
dementia.
忘
That's the
却の
sort of
進
thing
行
we
を食い
believe
止め
this
られるのでは
research
ない
can
か。
accomplish.
私たちはそう考えています。
However, there are some very scary implications of this if you really think about it. First one is deleting memories. Being able to erase evidence from people's minds of things that have happened. That could be bad. But more importantly, false memories. Could you imagine if you could have actual memories be falsified in your own brain, convincing you events happened in certain ways that didn't actually happen? That would be a nightmare.
Eventually, it would be
最
possible
終
to
的に
directly
は
and continuously
海馬妨害
access
から
data stored on
PC
the
内の
computer
記憶
to
データ
the
に
target
常時
profiles.
アクセスできるようになるでしょう。
Also, what if you just downloaded other people's memories? Oh, that'd be weird. You'd have like multiple people of the same person. Well, not exactly the same person, but they'd think they were the same person.
So if the brain were to lose
そうすれ
significant
ば
functionality,
脳
say
機能
through
が
brain
失われ
damage
た
or
状態。
atrophy.
例えば脳が激しく損傷したり萎縮してしまった場合などですが、
Whoa, you could bring people back from the dead.
The system would essentially
そのような状態でも
whatever part of the
変わ
brain
ら
was
ず脳
failing.
機能を維持できます。
You could so people who go into a vegetative state, whose brains get damaged from like asphyxiation or some kind of maybe intense bruising from a collision. You could let the brain heal and reintroduce their systems, like a backup system for a computer.
Think of it like an
あた
external
かも
hard drive.
外部ストレージと同じように
Just like a computer. Data storage unit can be detached from the computer or cell phone, the other electronic device. Some examples include hard drives or flash memory. It's like I'm on point with this one. Ow, my ear. A strange feeling gripped the hall. Part of it was shock, the feeling that they were witnessing the announcement of an incredible technology. Part of it was skepticism that a system like this could ever actually work. Part of it was revulsion at the idea of playing around with a human brain like that. And excitement born of all these things passed from one member of the crowd to the other. Dr. Leskinen raised his hand to encourage questioners.
I'm seeing some of you have questions.
どうやら
We
2
move
つ
to
目の
our
プロ
second
ジェクトをお話しする前に質問を受け付けないといけないようですね。
Oh man. You know what? I think we're gonna answer some of these questions, but then I'll probably stop it around the time it's gonna move on. I don't want this episode to be too long, especially for a first one.
I'll answer as many as I can. Go
で
ahead.
きる範囲でお答えします。どうぞ。
Many hands were raised. I could tell that there's a wide age range of people interested, both young and old, are raising their hands. Dr. Leskinen pointed to a questioner. This was the first question. Sampling would be required when digitizing analog memories. Does that mean any information would be lost? That would be like pulling it out. The act of taking data at regular intervals. The professor nodded as he listened to the question in Japanese and began to respond in English when the speaker finished. Maybe he was able to understand Japanese, if not speak it.
Let me lift that.
その質問を言い換えると
Excuse me. Alright, put
We're
question
talking
of the
about
way.
attempting to
オー
record
ケストラの
an
生
orchestral
演奏を
performance and how you
WAV の
can
データ
navigate
に
the
保存する
perfect
際
rhythm with the best
生
broadcast
演奏のすべてを
format.
完璧に記録することはできないと
That's certainly a concern.
確かに
It's
そ
one
の
of the
懸念
most
はあります
pressing issues our
現在
research
の
is
研究で
addressing right now.
最も困難な問題の一つです。
Right.
Now, if the intercerebral network
脳
is
内の
simple
ネットワークが
on-off states for
神経伝
neurotransmitters
達物質
like
の
binary
オ
data,
ンオフだけ
it
で
would be easy.
つまり二進数的にデータのやり取りをしているのであれば簡単な問題でした。
After all, that's
そ
how
れ
our
は
computer deals
デジタ
with
ル
data.
データと同じことだからです。
Right.
Unfortunately, intercerebral
しか
transmission
し実
substance
際に
and
は
signals are
伝
much
達
more
物質や
analog than
電気
they
信
are
号
digital.
は脳内でアナログ的に変化することが分かっています。
So at present, the best
この
solution
問題に
is
関しては
simply to store data
今の
at
と
the
ころ
highest possible
より
sampling
高い
rate.
サンプリングレートでデータをサンプルする方法しか手段を持っていません。
In musical teams, you could
音
say
楽の話で言えば
something at 48
44.1kHz よりも
48kHz is better than
48kHz よりも 96kHz でサンプリングするといった具合です。
Okay, okay.
It's still digital data, of course,
それによっ
but
て
the information we
デジタルでありながら
as close as
アナログ
possible
データ
to
に近い
analog
情報を得ようとしています。
Little by little, the mood in the room was turning to disappointment. People were beginning to wonder if this was just a pretty theory that wouldn't work in reality. More questions came. All the questioners were skeptical of the professor's theory, and many of them seemed to be outright challenging him. I started to get upset. Well, just because you happen to know it works. This was Dr. Leskinen's research, but it was also Kurisu's. I knew better than anyone it worked. The sight of so many people refusing to give it a chance infuriated me. Is he going to stand up and shout at them too? Are these people really scientists? I tried to keep myself under control and looked back towards the podium. Uh-oh, she's upset too. Was she mad? She certainly looked disappointed. Dr. Leskinen was very polite with the rude questioners, acknowledging their problems with the theory. She was very different. Her anger was starting to seep into her interpreting too. Felt kind of a kinship with her. The questions and answer session continued.
そもそもこれは医学的に無謀でしょう。デジタルデータを脳に書き戻すなんて絶対に不可能だ。正気の沙汰ではない。
Well, yeah, that's what you think.
サイエンス誌に掲載されたあの論文も読みましたが、にわかには信じられない。
Well, that's fine. Go get empirical data that doesn't work, then you can talk. You're talking to scientists here. Just because you don't think it's gonna happen doesn't mean it means anything.
ましてや、筆頭著者が若干17歳の女性だったとあっては。
Well, then you obviously don't know stories about great scientists of the past. That was one thing I couldn't ignore.
あなたね。
いいかあれ
Yeah, Okabe! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
あ
The two people on stage and the entire audience all turned toward me at once.
やってみもしないで何がわかるって言うんだ
Yeah, you tell him, man. You get kicked out of this room just like last time.
最初は無理だと思われてた技術なんてこの世にいくらでもあるじゃないかでもそれを克服した研究者がいたからこそ今があるんだろう
Oh, yeah. So right, though.
ただ
He is
批判
true.
するだけじゃ何も生まれない
It's so true. The whole theater went silent. But I didn't regret standing up.
あなた
On the stage, Maho Hiyayo was staring at me in shock. And as for Dr. Leskinen, I saw a flash of white teeth as our eyes met.
Awesome. He's very something.
He started to applaud. Not what I expected. Why was he applauding? That just makes things embarrassing. Yeah.
素晴らしい。彼はなかなか大したやつだ。ですって。
Maho translated the professor's words for me to hear.
Nonetheless, a scientist must
ただ
always
し
remain composed.
科学者たるもの常に冷静でなければいけない。
Aww. I don't know. Passion's important.
The only time when it is
大声
possible
で
to
怒鳴って
shout
いい
is
のは
when your
実験
experiment
が
is a
成功
success
した
and you
時
say,
の
Is that Eureka?
We did it!
and that should be enough.
それだけで十分。だそうですよ。
Oh, ouch. Straight to the heart, man.
すみません
I lowered my head and sat down. I thought I was calm, but I guess I let my emotions get away from me. I hadn't grown up in all the past 6 months. If Kurisu were here, she'd make fun of me again. I could feel the rest of the audience staring at me coldly. It hurt. If I could have left, I wanted to, but I was too interested in hearing the rest of Dr. Leskinen's talk to move.
And anyway, moving on.
それでは皆さん、そろそろ次に。
Oh, first, a round of
で
applause,
も、
please, for
その
our
前
great friend.
に勇敢な彼に拍手をお願いします。
Hmm. Oh no, please no.
Men like him are what
彼のような
scientific progress
挑戦者こそが
and up the
科学
world
を進歩させ、
remarkable shell race.
あっと驚くような理論を作り上げるのです。
Aww.
He may even become the third
彼なら
Einstein.
きっと第3のアインシュタインになれるかもしれませんね。
The third Einstein? Who's the second one? Albert Einstein, 1979 to 1955. A German Jew known as the father of modern physics, developed many important theories, including the theory of general relativity, theory of spatial relativity, winner of the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics. Genius.
The second Einstein, of course,
ちなみに
demise rightly was
第
an
2のアイン
assistant
シュタインはここにいるちょっと小うるさい私の助手。
Aww.
変なこと言うのはやめてください、教授。
Oh, that was nice. He's very sweet and very, like, awkward. The audience chuckled. Sheesh.
さて、ここで私はしばらく通訳をお休みさせていただきます。これから私よりも優秀な通訳が登場します。これが私たちのチームが今最も力を入れている2つ目のプロジェクト。
Oh, yeah?
アマデウスシステムです。
Wow, looks just like her. When she finally speaking, Maho walked to the back of the stage. And Dr. Leskinen signaled the PC screens to play it on the projector. And then I heard a voice.
皆さん、初めてお目にかかります。
Interesting. The murmuring got louder than before, but it felt more uncertain than surprised. On the screen, I could see a detailed 3D model of Maho, the girl who had just been interpreting.
ちなみにこれは映画などで有名なドリンクワークススタジオに作成してもらったモデルです。
Like DreamWorks? It's like Drinkworks, but DreamWorks? An American CG movie production company. Why go DreamWorks? You should have hired Pixar. Maho Hiyajo. I don't know. I want to say Hiyaho now, but that's like Spanish sounding. Maho Hiyaho chimed in from the back of the stage.
声については私のボイスサンプルをデータベースにして日本の山名が作ってくれました。
Wow. Yamana, like it's a Yamaha. Yamana, fictional instrument maker that was founded in the 19th century. In the 2000s, it began developing artificial voice software, DTM, desktop music, software, and PCs. Yep, that's absolutely Yamaha. Yeah, maybe not Yamaha, because Yamaha makes like bikes and stuff. I don't know. This was CG. Sure looks real to me. The professor said something into the laptop's microphone. And then the 3D model of Maho Hiyaho on the screen opened its mouth.
私はヒヤジョウマホです。正確に言うなら78時間22分前のヒヤジョウマホから派生した存在ということになります。
Oh, so so it scanned her brain and is using her whole fetch. Now this makes some interesting stuff. This is borderline freaking like Halo Cortana AI type levels. Like we're talking something that can mimic artificial intelligence, but mimicking a human brain map. That is very interesting. That definitely brings us some interesting questions about how alive that system is, though. If you listen carefully, you might be able to hear something slightly off. But it sounded far more human than any artificial voice I'd ever heard.
先ほどから皆さんの質問を聞かせていただいていました。
Okay.
教授はどうして私を早く紹介しないのかととてももどかしく思っていましたよ。以前から感じていましたが、どうも教授は人が悪いようですね。まったくだわ。
The Maho Hiyaho on the screen spoke with a slightly irritated expression, and the Maho Hiyajo by the wall nodded in agreement. Dr. Leskinen simply smiled. What was going on here? What part of this was their biggest project? The rest of the audience didn't seem to have any more of a clue than I did. They don't realize what this is?
人間の記憶をデータとして取り出したり、それを保存したり、さらにはそのデータを活用したり、そんなことが本当に可能なのかと。それでは私は一体何でしょうか？
That's a bold way to do it.
私は78時間23分前のヒア城真帆の脳内から取り出された記憶を持ち、そのデータをベースにして動いているのです。
What did she just say? The professor said something else in rapid English and asked the Maho on the screen to translate it. But she, if she was the right word, hesitated and went silent. I looked at the real Maho and she was responding exactly the same way.
教授、今のは。教授、今の発言はセクシャルハラスメントとして大学に訴えてもいいでしょうか？
Oh, fetch. Dr. Leskinen laughed cheerfully and responded to her. The conversation was in quick English and over half the audience couldn't understand it. The real Maho sighed and took back the microphone.
教授はですね、私に対して、いえ、私の記憶で動作しているこのアマデウスに対して質問に答えてごらんと言いました。いつ頃までパパとお風呂に入っていたかとか、
Jeez.
初恋はいつだったかとか、何でも答えられるだろうと。ああ、もうそれ以上通訳しなくていいわ。恥ずかしいからやめてくれないかしら。私はそういう質問には一切答えないわよ。
It'd be like talking to yourself. That's weird. Oh, that's weird. Rose said something else and Maho on the screen groaned and turned away.
クレジットカードの番号なんてもっと言えません。あと、1週間前に着ていたパジャマの色なんて覚えてるわけないです。
What was this? It was so natural I couldn't tell at first, but this was something unbelievable, wasn't it? It felt very different than a typical AI. I could tell that much. It wasn't answering the questions it was given. And, like, here's the other thing, like, this is gonna be, like, it's gonna feel like, oh, it's just an elaborate program that they pre-made. You know, you see videos like that where people, like, make it look like they're interacting with something, but it actually was all pre-recorded. They need to be able to examine this to see for themselves that it's real. And because they were embarrassing, was it programmed to respond like that to certain questions for the purposes of the demonstration? It was possible that all it was, but if that conversation wasn't programmed in advance, the rest of the crowd seemed to reach the same conclusion I did. The whisper started to turn to a surprised murmur. ねえ、ちょっと。いい加減このいたずらな子供を何とかしてくれないかしら。Huh? 何をしたいのか理解はできるけど、とにかく恥ずかしいわ。The copy of Maho was complaining to the original. Felt like I was watching a pair of twin sisters talking. いたずらな子供ではなく、レスキネン教授が面白がってなかなか説明してくれないので、代わりに私がお話しします。Maho walked back to the professor. 皆さん、もうお分かりかと思いますが、アマデウスは自分が話していいこととそうでないこと、あるいは話したいことと話したくないことを自ら判断して喋っています。This is something else. 私たちはアマデウスにそういったプログラムを一切施していません。I knew it. 彼女は与えられた私の記憶からそれを独自に判断し、自律的にそういう行動をとっているのです。Well, this changes everything. The Maho on screen suddenly took over for her. そしてこれは先ほどの医療分野への応用とは方向性が真逆になってしまい、研究所内でもずっと議論が交わされていることですが、Yeah? 私は不必要な情報をいつの間にか忘れてしまう。 I eventually forget about unnecessary information.
というか、記憶の引き出しから出してこられなくなるのです。皆さんと同じようにです。
That's really interesting.
例えば、1週間前に着ていたパジャマの色。確かにそれを知っていたはずなのに、今は思い出せません。そのような情報は生存していく上で必要がないからです。これも皆さんと同じです。
That's interesting.
このようにアマデウスは記憶のインプットやアウトプットが人間のそれと非常に近いのです。
Yeah. Yeah, this is... Ooh.
これは私たちも驚くべき結果として研究を重ねている最中で、まだ詳しくは解明されていません。
So you've outpaced yourselves. As Maho finished up, Dr. Leskinen took the microphone back and resumed interpreting as he continued the lecture.
However, what really surprised us
さらに
was that Amadeus
私たちを
could
驚かせたのは、アマデウスが意図して嘘をつくということ。
Whoa, that's... Ooh, that's... yep, see, she's alive.
and not as some sort of bug
何らか
or
の
glitch.
トラブルや
This is
ミスではなく、
purposeful behavior.
わざとそうするのです。
Dang.
Lying is really just
嘘は
another method of human
人間
communication.
が他人とコミュニケーションを取る上での一つの手法です。
Amadeus examined the memories
アマデウスも
entered and has no
インプットされた記憶を自律的に検討し、
if it
必
deems
要
that
であれば
action necessary.
自分や他人のために平気で嘘をつきます。
Wow, that's freaking nuts.
教授、誤解を招くような言い方はやめてください。嘘をつくのに平気なことなんてありません。私だって両親が咎めます。
I'm so sorry, Anne.
Dr. Leskinen cut off. He seemed to be hesitating. Maho didn't seem especially surprised by this. Maybe she knew the reason. But the moment passed, and the professor continued. And Maho translated his words like there was nothing shocking about them at all.
This has led us to some
この
interesting
ような
conclusions.
検証を続けていくことで、最終的に私たちは
Yeah.
For one, we believe it's possible for
アマデウス
Amadeus
に
to eventually
人
possess
間
a
と
mind
同様の
functionally
魂を
identical
宿すことができるのではないか
human
と考えています。
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the fetch. I was stunned. It's a soul. Should one of those be one of the leading brain scientists in the world really be using a word of such a vague definition? It's really a good question, isn't it, though? Like, at what point would it develop a soul? And if you discover what that soul is, that could change a lot of stuff too.
In other words, true
これこそ
artificial intelligence.
本当の意味での人工知能ということになります。
Like, actual artificial life. Oh, fetch. Oh, man, they're almost there, too. They're so close. The whole hall got very quiet. And it was sheer chaos for a while after that, as everyone tried to debate their own personal theories with Dr. Leskinen at once. Well, fetch, man. That is... I don't even freaking know. Like, being able to map human memory and having it, like, mimicking the style of, like, filing or retrieving memories, that's the key. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That's so important to what makes what would make a true AI. Like, they're so close, it's terrifying. Remember, it's very possible that the machine could become an actual person on accident at this point. Because what is a soul? No one really knows. So they could accidentally introduce one through memory, if that's possible. I mean, I don't know, it's hard to think. It's like the timing machine, it kind of reintroduced memories over your brain. So, like, when Okabe was time leaping, he was just taking, like, his future memories and transplanting them into his brain. He was already alive and a human. But can you transfer a soul? Like, what is a soul? That's very good. Fetch, that's a lot to ask a person. Don't even know what to say about that. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Wonderful to have you here again. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining me on this journey. Hopefully you stick around. Hopefully you found something interesting here to kind of to talk about, to kind of break down, and want to continue to talk about with me. I highly encourage you to check out my Discord channel if you want to come on. There's a great community there, a bunch of people who are of like minds. You can also go and post your thoughts and feelings on there and join a relative discussion. It's a good way to chat with me in particular. But if you don't want to bother with that kind of stuff, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. I check them all the time. I'll probably answer you personally within a week, if not a day. So I'd love to have you there. So thank you so much for being part of that. And if you decide to join this community, welcome. I hope I can continue to bring you something interesting to talk about, think about, as we progress through these various stories. And hopefully I'll even introduce you to some new visual novels that you never knew existed, that you never knew you would want to play so badly, but then you decide to join us with. So much to do. If you're interested in watching other series, I've got a Lovable series that's almost about to conclude. Steins Gate previously. I've also done some Sunrider, Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. Those are some of my older series when I didn't have as good a camera. But there should be plenty for you to discuss on. Also, if you happen to be a fan of Brandon Sanderson, he's one of my favorite authors. I've got some lore videos based on his stuff, and I'll continue to make those sporadically. But welcome to TheBlueShifting. It's a pleasure having you here. So thank you so much for sticking it out. Hopefully you can stick around with me for the rest of this series and, just figure out what mysteries we're going to solve through artificial intelligence. I'm excited. But until the next video you're watching me or whatever to see me in next, I'll see you there.